Hi guys, welcome to Keeping It Simple Crafts. I hope everyone is doing good. Today I have for you 4 Easter Dollar Tree DIYs. They're all very budget friendly and simple to make. For the first DIY, you're going to need one of the large bunny shaped plastic Easter eggs from Dollar Tree. You're going to need some chunky yarn, your scissors, your hot glue gun, and glue sticks. And for all of these DIYs, I will be using Gorilla Glue glue sticks and hot glue gun. These eggs also come in different colors. You could spray paint yours first if you wanted to, if you're going to be using a light colored yarn. But I'm hot gluing around the little bit of the edges because I don't want it to pop open, but it took me a while to get it to close good, so I don't know if it's just me or if they're hard to close. But so I hot glued the sides together and finally got it to close good. You can use whatever color of yarn that you would like and whatever brand of yarn you would like. I'm just using some leftover yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby that I had left over from another bunny wreath DIY. Once you have your plastic bunny egg put together, then you're going to want to start at the bottom, add a little bit of hot glue. Just be very careful when you're using your hot glue. You might want to put on your hot glue finger guards. And I just placed my yarn in the strip of hot glue, then let it dry for a little bit. Now this is very simple to do. You're just going to take your yarn and just wrap your little bunny. I added quite a bit of hot glue on my bunny. I tried doing a few times around without using the hot glue, and it just kind of wanted to show the plastic egg underneath. So I decided I need to each time add hot glue, then place my yarn in the hot glue. Try to make sure you're lining up your yarn so that it's going, straight across and not dropping down on some sections. Dollar Tree does have yarn at a lot of the stores. My store right now doesn't have any of the yarn. I have been lucky and found some at some bigger Dollar Trees, but my store doesn't have any, and so that's one of the reasons I'm using yarn from Hobby Lobby. So this is how it looks so far, and I think it looks so cute and so fluffy. So just same steps, continue all the way up to the ears. Now I just kept one continuous strip of yarn when I did the ears, and the tricky part for me was the very top between the ears. I just added a strip of yarn and kind of made a V shape with my yarn, but I really don't like the way it looks. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, so you might want to change this up a bit if you make this one, and let me know how yours turns out, the way you did it, and if you like the way it looks. So this is how it looks once you get it wrapped, and now I decided to add a bow, so I'm just using some ribbon from Dollar Tree, let out a tail, make a loop, keep it pinched tightly in your left hand, go the other side, make another loop the same size as your first loop, let out a tail, and then you'll want to have a pipe cleaner or floral wire close by to wrap it tightly around the center of your bow. I did add a band of ribbon around the little bunny's neck first before I added this big bow. And here I'm just dovetailing the ends of the ribbon, so fold your ribbon in half with the edges to the left side, go to your folded side, cut away from the fold, and that makes the pretty V on the ends, just kind of dresses up your bow. Now you're ready to fluff the loops of your bow, and I just hot glued this bow onto my little bunny, and I also thought that if it's sitting in a spot where people can see it from, all sides, you might want to add a little cottontail on the back of this bunny. So my first DIY is complete. Now we're ready to start working on DIY number 2. Now we're going to be making a wreath. So you're going to need one of the Happy Easter signs with the little metal bunny on the front for this wreath. Then you're going to need one of these bamboo wreaths from Dollar Tree. You're going to need some carrots, some foam eggs, and some ribbon. And then you're also going to need a floral pick. So I just removed the little bunny right off of the sign. The bunny is metal, so next I just took the bunny and I hot glued it to the right side of my bamboo wreath. Just hold it for a little bit and let the glue have time to dry. Next I'm going to be adding a big bow to the left side. Same steps as the first bow, except I made this one a double bow. So 2 loops on the left, 2 loops on the right. I have lots of bow tutorials on my channel, so if this is not the style bow you're looking for, let me know and I'll link a bow tutorial for you in the comments section. Next I'm taking a pipe cleaner and I'm wrapping it nice and tight around the center of my bow. Now I usually take my floral pick and cut it into smaller pieces and make a swag out of it, zip tie it together to make a little swag, but I did it a little bit different today and it works out just fine because of my floral pick being so tiny and lightweight. So you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second, but here I'm just fluffing the loops on my bow. I did go ahead and attach the bow to the left side of the wreath with the pipe cleaner, but then I had to take the bow off because I wanted to add some of the little miniature roses from Dollar Tree. Also, I decided to use some little eggs from Dollar General instead of the ones from Dollar Tree. Now here I'm taking my rose pick and I'm just cutting off 2 pieces. Sorry if you hear barking, my big dogs out back are barking. I don't know if somebody's coming down the driveway or what. But next I'm just taking 1 pick and putting it on the top, 1 pick on the bottom, overlapping the stems, and then I'm just going to take my bow, place it in the middle, and I'm going to wrap that pipe cleaner around those little picks and around the little bamboo wreath, go the back and give the pipe cleaner a few twists. And now I'm taking some of the little eggs and I'm just hot gluing them on. I did a cluster of 3 little eggs. If you're worried about your little miniature roses moving, you could add a little hot glue under them to make sure they stay in place. And so this is how my little bunny wreath looks. Very simple to make, and I think it looks so cute. I'm thinking about putting this wreath in my guest bathroom. Okay guys, so now we're ready for DIY number 3. I enjoyed making these so much, so I hope you're enjoying watching these tutorials. For number 3, you're going to need one of the cute bunny signs. You're going to need 1 of the smaller wreath rings from Dollar Tree and 2 of the nautical ropes. And I'm just carefully hot gluing my rope onto the little frame. Be very careful when you're using your hot glue. When you use 2 of the decorative nautical ropes, it doesn't completely cover this little wreath. You have a little section at the top open, but the little bunny head covers it, so you can make do with just 2 of these. So this is very simple to do. You're just going to take your rope and you're just going to wrap the little wreath form. Try to make sure you're getting your rope nice and tight and trying to keep them in line. When you hot glue your rope on, I would leave it for a little bit until it has time to dry a little bit before you start wrapping it. Okay, so now my rope's going to end, so I just hot glued the end, started rope number 2, and so you can see I had a little bit of space at the top that it did not cover, but that's okay because I'm just hot gluing the little bunny head to the top. I just removed the 2 little carrots that were hanging below the little bunny head, and I'm going to use them on my next DIY. And so here I'm just placing it over the top of the little wreath and going to hold it for a little while until it has time to dry. You could stop without doing anything else, but I decided I wanted to add a little cottontail, so I just made a yarn pom-pom, and I know I'm going to get fussed at in the comment section because it looks like I put it on the front of my bunny, but just pretend that the bunny's looking back over its shoulder. I am not that great at making pom-poms, but just remember they don't have to be perfect. Just make sure you're getting it nice and full and fluffy, and it makes a cute cottontail. Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby do sell the little cottontails if you don't want to make yours that just clip right on. So here I'm tying my string nice and tight around my yarn, and then now I'm cutting my loops. Then once I have all the loops cut, then I'm going to fluff it a little bit and do some trimming and shape it into more like a pom-pom, a circle. And then now I'm just adding a dot of hot glue onto the bottom of my wreath and going to put the pom-pom right in the center. I probably should have put the pom-pom on either the left side or the right side so it looked more like the bunny was looking over its shoulder, but it's hot glued on now and I think it looks cute. But like I said, if I was making a second one, I would put it more on the left side or the right side and not in the center. Now we're ready for the last DIY, number 4. So I just went outside and I painted these 2 wooden bunnies from Dollar Tree and the wooden egg also from Dollar Tree. I just used some chalk paint. Very simple. And now I'm taking those carrots that were left over from the last DIY and just hot gluing them onto the center of the little wooden bunnies. If you do not want to paint your bunnies, you could get some decorative paper like at Hobby Lobby and Mod Podge them, and that would be really cute. Okay, so now I'm taking my little wooden bunnies and I'm going to glue 1 to the left side of the egg and 1 to the right side. Just make sure when you're doing this that you don't hot glue your wreath down to your table. So once it has time to dry, I decided to add a little bow so that I have a girl bunny and a boy bunny. So I added a bow to the one on the left, and then I did a twine bow in the center. And that's it, guys. So now my 4 DIYs are finished. You'll have to let me know in the comment section below which DIY is your favorite. I really think that wreath right there is my favorite with the little metal bunny. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share and leave me a comment below. I have this extra set of little Dollar General gnomes. They were only $1 each, but I know they're kind of hard to find. So I'm going to give this little set away. So if you want to enter, just write the word gnomes, and I'll write your name down and put it in a bowl, and then 1 week from today I'll let my daughter draw a name out, and then I'll contact you for your mailing address.